Hey, Pastor Tyler here from Citylight Benson Church. Good to be with you this morning, this evening, whenever you're watching this. All of us pastors are putting together these devotional videos to help supplement this sermon series on Exodus on Sunday mornings. And so this morning I get the privilege of talking about what happens after the Red Sea. Right, the Red Sea is one of the most famous passages and scenes of all of Exodus. Where the Israelites were oppressed, God freed them out of bondage. They get to the Red Sea. The Egyptians are pursuing them. God miraculously opens up the sea. The Israelites walk through, right, on dry ground. And then as the Egyptians are pursuing them through the sea, God closes up the waters on top of them and destroys them, giving victory to the Israelites. And so what do the Israelites do? Well, in Exodus chapter 15, we see that they write a song. They throw this huge party. And they dance and they sing to their God. They sing about how great He is and what He has done for them. This is incredible. And this is really challenging for us. Right? As 21st century Christians, we are bombarded with all kinds of noise in our lives, all kinds of distractions in our lives. You have places to go today. You have people to see. You have schedules. You have errands to run. Right? We are a busy people, and yet the Israelites challenge us in this way. That they pushed the pause button on life and they sat down and they reflected on who God is, His character and what He did for them, and they took time to write it down. Then they took time to teach it to all of the people, all of the thousands of Israelites. And we see that Miriam grabbed all the women and she got tambourines and they went and they made music and sung to their God. So I want to ask two questions today. First of all, are you a singing person? Right, from Genesis to Revelation, we see that God's people sing. Right, even here in Benson, one of our founding verses is Colossians 3:16, which says, "Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly, teaching and admonishing one another in all wisdom, singing psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs to God with thankfulness in our hearts." Right? Are we a singing people? Do you sing? When you gather on Sunday morning, do you sit back or do you engage in worship? Do you open your mouth? Right, and sing with joy? Do you lift up your hands with praise to God? We are singing people. We are to be singing hymns and teaching our kids the songs of God and psalms. Right? Are you singing with your spouse and singing with your kids in your home? Right? I want to challenge you to be a singing person this week. All right. Secondly, are you practicing solitude in your life? Are you building in rhythms to reflect and remember who God is and what He has done for you? Right? The Israelites pushed pause on life. They sat down, they reflected on who God was, and then they wrote about it. They wrote it down on paper, and they went and they taught everybody this song so they could sing it back to their God. This takes discipline. Right? How are you incorporating the discipline of solitude in your life to get away, journal, pray, reflect, so that you can share your story with others? So you can constantly be saying, hey, this is what I've written down. This is what I've thought about. This is what God has done for me today, yesterday, this week, 6 months ago. This is how He's been working in my life. He is a mighty God who has saved me. The only way to do that is to practice solitude so that you can take time to remember and reflect. Right? So I'd encourage you to build that rhythm into your life. And even today, take some moments to journal and just take some time to get away and to think about who God is and what He has done for you, how He has shown you mercy and grace even today, right? Or even this past week. And then lastly, I just want to point us to Jesus, right? Jesus is the greater Moses. And in Revelation 15:3, it says this: when we're all gathered around the throne together, it says, "And they sang the song of Moses, the servant of God, and the song of the Lamb, saying, Great and amazing are your deeds, O Lord God the Almighty. Just and true are your ways, O King of the nations." I love this. We are going to be with the Israelites in heaven singing this song of Moses, right? Singing their very song. We're going to be singing it with them. We're going to have joy with them over how God saved them from the Egyptians. But that's not the only song. It says we're going to be singing the song of the Lamb, secondly. So not only are we going to be singing with them, we are going to be singing the song of the Lamb. We are going to be singing about the one who was the Passover Lamb, right? The one who died as a substitute for us to free us from our sin. to bring us up out of the waters, from death to life, from death to resurrection. But he is the Lamb, and we will be singing about all that he has done for us from the beginning of time. It's going to be beautiful. So not only are we going to be singing with the Israelites, but we're going to be singing with them about the Passover Lamb, Jesus Christ, who died for us. And so take joy in that today, being a singing person, and get away in solitude to remember him today. Thanks.